3 Earthworks microphones, which I guess might be considered to be at the top of their respective trees. The SV33 is a studio vocal mic, pop shield, some shock reduction, wide cardioid pickup pattern, 30 Hz to 33 kHz, 1.13 grams, so quite heavy, but meant to be on a stand. I've found you can hand hold it. Look at the various reviews of each of these I've already done and understand about the wide pickup pattern and the idea of that. It's cardioid but wide. The SR40V, hypercardioid, 20 Hz to 40 kHz, average kind of weight. And this is a stage condenser. The SR314, cardioid, wide-ish, not as wide as that, 20 Hz to 30 kHz, and 680 grams, so it's on the heavier side for microphones. Again, a stage condenser. Look at the frequency plots. The red line down the middle is 1K. I'm not sure it is now. No, the SR40V's in the wrong place, isn't it? Oh well, never mind, roughly. And then you've got the 10K red mark and the 100 Hz red mark. All of them are commendably flat across the middle. Start with the one on the top, the SR40V. Very, very flat. Just a slight dip around 15K, is that 16? And then tails off below 100. The dotted line is 12 inches and the continuous line is 5 inches. But this does have proximity effect, which you'll hear later. So that's a little bit misleading perhaps if you're trying to figure what the low end's going to sound like from there. The SV33, just flat all the way pretty much. Again, a slight dip around 16, 17. And then a slight hump way up high. The SR314, very flat again, with something going on at the top end. Not sure what that is, but I suppose if you smooth it out, there'd be a slight dip and then a gradual rise if you kind of flattened all that out. I'm just going to go through the kinds of things I do when I'm comparing rather than reviewing. Why these mics? Well, obvious. All Earthworks, all good mics. Size and comparison, handling. I won't bother with that because I've done it all in the reviews. Charts we've looked at, each compared sonically to the SV33. What do I notice immediately? 33, 314, 40V. I'm going to keep them in that order so I don't get confused, hopefully. Confused already. This is the SV33. What do I notice immediately? This is the SV33. What do I notice immediately? E. I notice the warmth down there and the clarity. Clarity. E. And that area seems to be very clean and clear. What do I notice? What do I notice? What do I notice? Don't think there's any spike there that isn't in my voice. Spike there that isn't in my voice. 314 coming up. What do I notice immediately? What do I notice immediately? I noticed perhaps a slight thickening there and an accentuation at the top there. What do I notice immediately? What do I notice? Maybe not so maybe not so clear in that breath area, and maybe a little coarse. I'm not sure. Back to the 33. Back on the 33. Back on the 33. Back on the 33. Back on the 33. Sounds more natural to me. Well, it is. We've seen the chart as well. But there's a similarity. So this is the 33, and I'm going to go to the 40V. This is the 33. What do I notice immediately? This is the 40V. What do I notice immediately? This is the 40V. What I immediately noticed was a kind of, I wouldn't say hardness, but a bit of a push there. What do I notice immediately on the 40V? What do I notice? I think a little bit of the proximity on that one coming in there as well. Sounds cleaner to me than the 314, but I could all be baloney, couldn't it? What do I notice immediately on the 40V? Is that a little bit edgier there? What do I notice immediately on the 40V? What do I notice immediately on the 33? What do I notice immediately on the 33? What do I notice immediately on the 40V? Yes, I suppose the main thing I'd say is, feels to me like a little bit of a push there. So far then I'd say, what's natural? I can't stand outside of myself and hear. This seems to be the most natural somehow. Bear in mind it's probably getting a bit of room as well. This one seems to have a shape to it. Just a little. I compare it to the Neumann KMS 105, but not so much at the top and more extended in the lows. And this one to me, they're all similar somehow. This one to me has a bit of a push, and I know when I start bringing them in closer for the proximity, it also keeps up at the low end down there as well. So that's why I think I call this one La Bestia, because it's for live, it just gives a bit of that. I'll do breathing, puffing and puffing and hissing and humming. If I do the hiss on 33.